That's very interesting. So the Historical Society originally started as part of, it was spun off by the Tolman House. That was related.
It was the Historical Society was around probably before. We were probably established in 1949, and it started out as Rock County Historical Society, and it really was the Rock County together. But each individual city has kind of broken off, and we kind of kept the name. We carry our archives cover all of Rock County, and our collection covers a great deal of Rock County.
I was curious to what extent, because the name clearly implies that you're working with the entire Rock County, whether you're working with the Rock County or whether it's more of a Janesville society and Janesville history.
When you look at our archives, it's Rock County. You know, it really deals with death records, marriage records. We have a lot of records that are given to us through the courthouse. We have most of the cemeteries, and that comes through Rock County Genealogy Society, works in conjunction with us over at the archives. So we really have all of Rock County, and we get, I said, with internet now, we get a great deal of hits daily with people looking into their genealogy. We have people here in Janesville who buy a house or a business or a building, and they want some information about it, and we try.
And you have a lot of that information online?
We have a lot of it, and and sometimes somebody will say, we heard this business exists, and we have old city directories, and surprisingly from city directories we find pictures, and it's surprising what we can recreate or help people do, and we do it quite often with a lot of the businesses in town.
And you have a large genealogical database you mentioned as well, and that's, I'm sure, attracts a lot of traffic as well on the internet.
It does, and that's such a popular thing now to research your family. You know, people really.
I know, living back in Utah, there is just a huge following, a number of people that want to come down and check out the great genealogical database. People are really interested in those kinds of things.
You know, and we get a lot of that. They want to know if we can find marriage records or death records or birth records or where somebody's buried, or they'll call and they say, I'm going to be in Janesville from this period of time. When can you help me? And we set up appointments and work with them on that, and can help them with the cemeteries to go out there if they want to do some research out, find their families or plots or whatever. So. And
then you're also, that reminds me, you're doing cemetery tours, or
we'll do another one this October, and they're fun. It's doing living history. It's bringing those citizens from Janesville back, and they tell their story.
I'm sorry, but living history with a cemetery, it just sounds a little scary.
I know, but it's fun because we had a lot of families grow through this past October, and it's fun to see them because they can relate better to that. When you have small children, they find it fun to learn and to listen to the stories, and we have some very good volunteers who are very good actors. And
you know that's coming up, so people can start planning now.
Yeah, we do a lot of things. You know, January to March we're kind of quiet, just because this year the weather wasn't too bad. Last year it seemed like it snowed every other day, and so it's been pretty nice this year. But we have, starting this, the 15th of March, Pete Skelly will be our speaker in the Tolman House, and he's our first talk in the Tolman House, talking a little bit about his favorite topic, Mr. Lincoln, and also talking a little bit about Rock County and the Civil War. Pete's very active in the Rock County Civil War Roundtable, and part of the he's president of Lincoln Fellowship here in this area, also in the state of Wisconsin.
Well, I would think with this year being the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, there would be.
We're doing lots of celebrations and lots of things for that. April 19th, John Eister, a very well-known person in the city of Janesville, John's going to be speaking in the Tolman House, and he will tell us about, he went to Springfield when President Obama was there.
John's great because he just got this infectious enthusiasm.
Oh, he's just wonderful to listen to. So he's going to tell us a little bit about his trip to Springfield, and then he's also going to talk about Mr. Lincoln and his beliefs, you know, how his faith helped him, and the things he's learned about that part of when he was Mr. Lincoln out through when he was President Lincoln. So John's going to be just fun. So those are our first two speakers, and I said as weather gets a little better, then I hope to have a couple more. We're going to have kind of a special day the Saturday before Mother's Day. We're going to have our own local Mr. Lincoln on the lawn, and we're going to do some Victorian games, and he's going to talk to the children. It's just going to be fun. So we have, Civil War days we're just in the planning stages, but we're going to have a special evening the Friday.
People want to learn more about this. They can probably go to your website.
Well, that's a good thing to bring up because this week I'm switching over to Gazlo. And I'm very excited about that. It'll give us the ability to go on daily and change things, add things. So give us about a week, but go to Gazlo and find out everything there is to know about Rock County Historical Society. We'll have things on there for the Art Fest. We'll have hopefully some pictures from tonight's Parker Penn celebration with Jeffrey Parker. And so I'm hoping they tell me it's hands-on, and I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping that I can go in and...
The advertising holds true, and
Well, I've talked to a lot of people. You just don't do this cold. So, and I've heard some wonderful things about it, but just the ability to be able to change things on a regular basis is important to us. And so
be able to update it regularly.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people that help out are volunteers around Rock County Historic Society. How do people get involved if they want to become volunteers? And also, what kind of things do you need volunteers for?
Okay. Well, obviously the big things are Civil War days. It's a huge undertaking here. The Tolman Art Fest is going to 2 days this year, so we'll need lots of volunteers. We have volunteers at the desk. We have volunteer docents in the Tolman House. We're always looking for volunteers just to help here, with if it's facilities, if you want to be special events committee, if you'd like to be on the membership committee. There's lots of interesting committees we have that if you'd like to share special, we have special events that are just for members. If you'd like to help plan those.
So if you have that interest in history, this is a perfect place to get involved.
And one of the things I always tell people is, as a member of Rock County Historical Society, your membership card gets you into the Tolman House anytime you want to visit. So anytime we're open for visits, but I should make it clear. We're open year-round by appointment. Anybody can call me from any time, and usually within a day I can have them in the Tolman House for a tour. But we start June 1st to September 30th. We're open 7 days a week, first one at 10, last one at 3. School groups are coming back to Janesville, so we'll have a few school groups this year. So we're hoping for a good year. We're going to run some special family rates to make it more affordable for families to come to the Tolman House. Because it's important to come, and I'd rather they come and see and share. And especially this year, there's children just love President Lincoln, and what better time to come and be able to walk in the footsteps. I tell the third graders when they go through, it's such a feeling when you realize that you really are walking where Mr. Lincoln walked when he visited here, and you're seeing everything in there is similar. 75% of that furnishings is everything that was there when he was there. So you really can have the feel, and that's what we're hoping the tours this year will give people, is the feeling of how he spent his time in the Tolman House and how he spent his time in Janesville. Going to church at First Congregational, talking at the Young Hall. It's a lot of things.
Madge, good luck to you. Thank you for letting us.
Thank you.
For inviting us.
Come back anytime, Maybe we can work out something in the Tolman House yet. So.
There you go.
Okay.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.